Hello, Om Shanti, Namaste. Thanks for joining me for another One Posture Wednesday. Today I thought we would look at Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So this is a balancing posture, and it's really important that you are grounded in the standing leg. So normally this posture you would lead up to it if you were in a flow practice to build up, to prepare the standing leg for the practice, for the posture, sorry. So the last Posture Wednesday I did was the balancing tabletop. So this is a really lovely alternative if coming up to Warrior 3 might be a little bit too much. So go at your own pace always. So I'm actually going to come up to stand and roll my shoulders down a few times and just get a felt sense of being in mountain posture. So for a lot of us, mountain posture is with the feet together. For some of us that want to feel additional balance, bringing the feet slightly further apart, certainly for me, makes me feel as if I've got a better grip, a better hold on the earth, if you like. So you can have the feet, as I say, together, sit bone or hip bone distance. And I'm just going to turn on the side because this is how we're going to do this posture. So try not to lock the knees. Try to take a moment to, again, get a felt sense. Yoga is very much about how it feels rather than how it looks. Of stacking the joints. So the knees on the ankles, the hips above the knees, the shoulders above the hips, the earlobes above the shoulders, and the chin is parallel to the ground. Try not to round the shoulders. Try to broaden through your collarbones. Reach that broadening into the outside shoulder cap, the cap of the shoulder being the deltoid. So try not to tilt the hips forwards or backwards. We would like the natural curve in the spine. The glutes reaching down, so the tailbone is reaching down. So it's quite nice to put your hands on the back body and just give it a little assist there, a little stroke down. Maybe pick up the toes, 10 toes, and really place them from baby toe to big. And just take a moment here acknowledging this standing position. So this was a balance when we were learning to walk. And then from here, we're going to move into Warrior 3. So you might like to step your left foot straight back. So having the feet hip distance and the toes still facing front, we're going to bring the weight into the front foot. Yeah, so I'm now just off the back heel, so just on the back toes, and I'm starting to consider having a look at the weight, bringing it into the front foot, looking at the hips here. So quite common when we lift one leg up, the leg that's behind me is going to go up in a moment as I shift my weight forwards. The hip will then twist and lift. So what we like to do is keep the hips square. So as I say, we're just slowly going to start to bring the weight forwards, and you might like to bring in a couple of books to work with. So I'm going to do, exactly that. Just to show you that you can use pretty much any prop. It doesn't have to be yoga props. So there's my props. Feet are hip distance, toes are facing front, still nice and spread through both feet. I'm on the off the heel rather of the back foot. But as I bring the weight forwards, I'm going to play with lifting the back foot off the ground. So inhaling, bringing the weight into the front foot and leg, exhaling, lifting the back foot off the ground. And this is where often in my practice and when I teach, I say have a little play with tapping the back toes to the ground and checking that the hips stay square to the front line of your mat. And notice what's happening with the standing foot. So this is a wonderful posture. This is where we learn about stability in the standing foot and leg. So we're really starting to work now, bringing the weight forwards. And it's about having that faith. So in ballet, they often say, making sure that the hip is over the knee is over the ankle, and the torso is quite far forward it's like a pendulum. As the torso comes forwards, the back leg goes up. Yeah, so we're tapping the back toes. And this is where this posture is wonderful, because it really starts to ignite a sense of lift in the standing leg. So also we're working wonderful for foot and ankle strength and toes. We're working this front foot solidly, yeah? So as we start to come forwards, the hands, so keep the hips square, really trust you're bringing the torso forward, so you're stacking the joints of the standing leg now. And you're starting to invite that back foot off the ground. Again, you don't have to. If it's a bit wobbly, go with the wobbles, keep the toes, the back toes tapping. And consider that you're lifting now through the inner arch of that standing foot. Try not to grip the mat with the toes. So it's quite common that those toes, as if you're giving yourself, they'll go white because you're giving yourself a white knuckle ride. And you start to clench the toes and grip in. The idea is we want to spread out the toes. So that's the opposite to what we naturally will do. To hold on to the balance, we all grip, trust, and spread the toes out. So the more surface area we can gain of the foot onto the mat, the more steady the balance. So we're coming forwards, inhaling, lifting the back foot off if you have it, exhale. Have a little play with that tap, keeping the hips square. And then we're not locking this standing knee, but we are pulling up from the ankles through into the shin and calf, through into the knee and thigh, through into the hip. And it's quite common here that we collapse in the hip. So I like to use like a claw grip as I'm lifting up through the standing leg. And from there, you can bring the arms alongside the body. You can take them wide. You can take them to prayer. You can take them forwards for cardiovascular work. So and again, you could use your props, bringing them under the shoulders. A couple of books. Start to consider that you're really pressing through that back foot, yeah, and the sole of that back foot presses through. Try not to collapse in the standing leg. Lift out a bit, lift out of that right hip. And you might want to have books that are higher up on a couple of books so you're not too low down. And you're trying to keep the heart parallel to the ground, yeah? Have a play, breathing in and out for 1, breathing in and out for 2, breathing in and out for 3, and then release with control. And shake it out. So shake out that standing leg. So you'll know when you've had a few breaths there. We probably held it for about 5 to 7 breaths as I was chatting, including the final 3. And then I'm going to do the same to the opposite side. So we're keeping the feet hip distance. I'm just going to move my books out the way. And this time, the other leg goes back. So this time, the right leg goes back. So it's our standing leg is our left leg this time. So same as before, and it's quite common that we have one side of the body stronger than the other. So, yoga is an amazing tool. We get to learn so much about our bodies when we have a yoga practice, let alone the benefits of yoga. So, balancing postures really aid joint health, the actual structure of the body, the bones of the body. So again, we're going to inhale, bring the weight into that standing leg. And we're going to exhale and lift the back toes from the ground. And your balance might be tapping the back toes to the ground. And you might slowly start to try not to lock the standing leg, the standing knee particularly. Try and have a little tiny micro bend. So, and the reason why I suggest this, certainly in my practice and how I teach, is if you do tumble, that joint's already soft, it's not locked, so it's less likely that you're going to cause huge injuries. It's like when they say soften up when you tumble, when you fall, you've already got that there. And to lock a joint isn't good for it, yeah? So inhale, come forwards, trust, bring the weight far forwards, think of the pendulum, stacking the joints over the standing leg. Exhale, the back foot might be tapping to the mat, playing with the balance, or leaving the mat. Think about what's happening, spread the 5 toes on the ground, the 5 toes behind you, and try and press back through that standing leg. Notice what's happening is the hips starting to lift and twist. So roll, that's a different posture entirely. Roll that right hip forwards, you're lifting through that left hip. So the hips are square with the long front line of your mat. And you can have the arms wide, you can have them prayer posture, you can have them alongside, and you can have them forwards. Just make sure the shoulders don't hunch. Keep the shoulders back, palms parallel. Breathing in and out for 1. Breathing in and out for 2. Breathing in and out for 3 with control, inhaling and exhaling and replacing us safely back to the mat. And then shake it out, yeah? Give it a good shake, both arms, both legs, whole body shake if you like. And that's our warrior 3, that's Virabhadrasana 3. So this is the continued One Posture Wednesday series. As we've just found out, yoga studios will be open on the April the 12th. Woohoo! Outdoor events is open in March, which is wonderful. So do support your local studio. For more One Posture Wednesdays, you can always get my additional videos on my YouTube channel. It's free, and that's via my website, www.nutri5plus.co.uk. And that will take you straight to the front page. Scroll down to the white writing services and classes, click on that, and it will take you straight to my YouTube channel. Beg your pardon, no, it takes you to Wednesday. It takes you to the schedule, sorry. Scroll down, that's my weekly schedule, beg your pardon. Scroll down to Wednesday, and there's the hyperlink, click here. Click on that, and then you're straight into my YouTube channel. And there's videos on there, lots of them, lots of One Posture Wednesdays, which I will continue to do. And there's also quite a few sequences, 40-minute sequences, a flow one, a yin grounded one, and there's a 30-minute chair sequence for you there as well. Enjoy them. Do let me know. Comments are always appreciated for the practice. And yeah, it's wonderful to break them down in this way, these postures, because then when we're flowing, we get a better sense of where we're going. Thanks for joining me. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. See you soon.